Hey guys, how you guys doing? It's another weekend and time for another video basically. How's your week going? How did your week go? It's Valentine's Day, it's the 14th, it's Sunday, and I'm here with another video with a cliche red dress. So I made this dress during the week and I thought to, share the video, document it and share the video so you guys can see how I did it. Don't exactly like it, but let's see. So here is the tweet that kind of caught my attention this week. It's the one from Cardi B. You can pause so you can read it, and we can talk about it later. So this is the fabric that I had at home. It's the red. I was actually meant to do this for Christmas, but I did not. By the way, you can mute me if you're just interested in seeing how I'm sewing this, because I'll just be gisting as I am, going through this video basically. So I pretty much folded this way, and you can see the measurements. I kind of like put them in like little text boxes so you can follow along and whatnot. I'm just trying to cut like the front of the dress right now. So it's in two parts, the top and the bottom. So the top front is what I'm trying to cut at the moment, and those are the measurements I'm using. I don't think I can really go through like the exact like measurement, why I'm using what measurements I'm using, but it's supposed to be like a cow neck. Didn't exactly turn out like a cow neck because I don't know what happened. I kind of forgot how to do a cow neck basically. So I remembered later when I was done. But that's, by the way. Are you guys getting any Valentine's gifts during this season? I want to know like what has been like your worst Valentine's Day present or Valentine's Day gift. What's the worst you've received, and maybe what's the best that you've given? Looking at that tweet by Cardi B, she said if he buys you flowers, buy him grass. So basically, according to her, you should like give, if you're a girl, you should, give a gift that's, kind of cost less than what the guy's going to give you and whatnot. Anyways, while I was like going through, the internet, I tend to read a lot of articles on Quora, and I found like I was kind of looking for something related to Valentine's Day. I can't remember why, but I was looking for something related to that. And then, so right now I'm actually I've cut like the supposed cow neck I'm trying to do. So I have to like cut in back and forth. And I'm just trying to trim off the excess that I kind of felt was unnecessary. And after doing that, I kind of placed that front piece on the back. On another folded part of the fabric, and I put that on the back. Reason why I don't actually like this dress is just because, first off, I don't like spaghetti straps. I don't like them. They don't exactly suit my body type as much, so I tend to avoid wearing things like that. But I just thought, okay, it's Valentine's season, let me just do something that's kind of related and whatnot. So that's why I decided to do this. Okay. So that being said, as I was saying, about my story, or the story that I read, not my story. So I was reading about like people's, worst Valentine's Day present, and then I found this one that was kind of like interesting to me. So I guess that it's the girl that wrote the story. So I'm guessing so that's the back of the dress I'm actually cutting. I made it shorter than the front for obvious reasons. It's usually shorter than the front basically. So that's why it's like that. It kind of stops at the length is pretty much like, it stops like at the armhole area of the dress. So that's about that. So after cutting this part, I'm going to go ahead and cut the bottom of the dress. As I was saying my story again, or this girl's story, she said that she and this guy were probably in like a talking stage or something like that. So it sent her like, Valentine's Day present. She went to work, she came back and she found like gifts at her doorstep. And she, carries these things inside because she's like really excited and whatnot. Takes them inside and then opens up the box, and first she found like this $200 gift card, which was amazing to her because she's like, oh, okay, if we can start with that, then we can definitely find something that's way more interesting and whatnot. She opens the next present. I think the gift card was from Bath and Body, not too sure. Right now I'm trying to make like dots, so I kind of measured my waist and then added like 1 inch for dots and another 1 inch for the seam allowance. I dropped down by about 8 inches so that would be my hip line. Okay, so the length of the skirt area of the dress is about 33 inches in total. Yep, I think I have that measurement there. So she opens the next present and then she sees what's the next thing? I think it was a prick cushion. And I'm like, who does that? Because she was like, okay, maybe the guy was trying to be goofy, but this was way past goofy. And she's like, okay, there were three presents, right? So she's opened the first one. She's like, great, fantastic. The second one, she's like, what the? But, let's continue. And then she opens the third one. So from that hip line, I'm not cutting anything. I'm just making it straight, drawing the line straight down, a straight line. So usually when I'm doing skirts, I kind of like tend to like taper it at the bottom, but I'm not tapering this one because I want to do like a ruched side. So yeah, back to the story I was saying. The She opens the third present, and then the third present is a poster. She was thinking, okay, maybe it's a poster because she told him earlier that she liked, art, and she liked art and paintings of popular people. She had mentioned the kind of artists that she would like to have paintings, like to have some of their work, some of their paintings. And she thought, okay, maybe there's finally a surprise here. Maybe there's finally something more interesting than the gift card. And then she opens that, and it's a poster of his junk. Like, who does that? I don't know if the guy was thinking was really goofy or whatnot. What? As far as I'm concerned, I wanted to ask, like, what did you do to this guy? So right now I'm cutting facing for both the front and the back piece. Make sure you use your chalk to like mark your front and back piece, because that's like really important so that you don't, forget what is what. Okay? So I cut like facing for both front and back. Is facing is definitely always shorter than the actual fabric you're trying to face. I don't know if that makes sense. This is the back of the dress. So only the back of this dress, of the skirt part of the dress, is going to have dots. Okay, I don't know, since I figured that I do not need to always have dots in front. Oh my god, that has been a blessing to me. So most of the things that I tend to sew now that require dots, I tend to avoid dots in the front of a skirt. Okay, for a top you most likely need a dot, but for the skirt you can avoid dots in the front. So as I was saying, I don't know what this girl must have done to this guy to deserve such a gift, but I found it very funny. So that was like the story that caught my attention. I have not been able to see. I think there were a couple other stories, but some of them their stories were not just adding up, because I was just like, okay, you read some kind of stories and you're thinking, what is this person saying? So I'm trying to make a dot. Basically, from the middle center front or center back, I measure 4 inches. I measure 1 inch for the dot, and then I drop down by about 4.5 inches. That's pretty much what I do for that. And I just pin it down so that when I take it to my sewing machine, I can just sew it. You're better off actually ironing, the dot areas so that you know what you're doing when you're sewing. Ironing kind of makes your sewing easier, to be honest. So as you can see, I already ironed it. You can see how kind of flat it looks there before I put it on my sewing machine. So yeah, um, so these people's stories, I was like, these stories are not even adding up. People are just saying different things. I don't know if some people just wanted to trend on Quora or something, but their stories were just not making sense. Okay, I saw this other one where she was like, she wrote a poem for her boob, and then the guy tore the paper. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, maybe that he doesn't like poems. Like, it's not that serious. Like, if he doesn't like, I know it's probably what you think that you can do, but right now, I'm making straps for the dress. I'm making like spaghetti straps. I think I'll do like a separate video showing you how I did the straps, but I felt like this video would be too long if I, added that part to it again, because it was getting too long. So yeah, cutting it down to 18 minutes, knowing that I'll be doing a voiceover for about 18 minutes, that's like scary something. So yeah, right now I'm adding the straps to the dress, adding the straps on. So basically that's the center, where the penis is where the center is, and then I measure 4 inches and I bring the strap on either side of the middle, I guess. And this is the back piece, by the way. I place the facing right on top so that the strap is kind of like in between, it's kind of sandwiched in between. And then I sew right at that top where the pins are. And then I flip it over and we have our back piece ready. I sew just like that. I do the same thing to the front, okay, but not exactly the same thing, because I was trying to do a cowl neck like I said earlier. So I moved my straps to like the edge of the armhole so that that neck could be like wider and whatnot. I'll do a cowl neck another day when I kind of remember how I used to do it before. I kind of watched some videos. I think I watched some videos like late last year about it, but Maybe either I forgot about it or this will taught me nonsense. One of those two things. I can't remember. But now I've done cow necks before. I just don't remember. Or I didn't remember then. Now I remember. I kind of know what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to make my. I don't think I know how to explain it, but I guess if I'm sewing it, I'll be able to show you what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm just pinning that down and I'm just going to sew around like that. I'm cutting that place just to mark, making like notches for like my front part of my skirt, basically. And then I'm going to grab my front part of the dress and pin it down to front part of the skirt. And I'll do the same to the back. I'd finished sewing that part already, so it was pretty much just time to like join front to top to bottom, actually top to bottom first. So I tend to join top to bottom first because things kind of align. It depends on what I'm doing, to be honest. Sometimes I join like the entire top of the dress first, and then I join the entire bottom, and then I join top to and bottom together. But sometimes I prefer to actually join um top to bottom on the back, top to bottom on the front, and then join the entire dress together. So this is the back. Those are my dots there. And I'm just grabbing my back piece and putting the back piece right on top. I made those notches so that when I want to join them together, I can just align them so that they are right in place. And I'm just using my pins to hold that in place, and I'll go ahead and sew it. So as you can see, it's supposed to be a tight fitted, a well fitting. What am I saying? A fitted dress. So because of that, and you can see that I don't have a zip at the back, so definitely my zip is on the side. Well, there are issues with doing zips on the side because things just tend to go haywire, if you're not careful. Um, Ordinarily or under normal circumstances, I would be using invisible zips, especially when I'm sewing side zips, but I do not have any at home, so I'm using like the regular, I think it's called nylon zipper, I'm not sure, but I'm using the regular zipper, so it's not exactly nice, but this is just practical, to be honest. Okay, I'm not wearing this to anywhere. I don't particularly like this dress simply because the style doesn't exactly fit my body type that much. I don't know, you might not agree with me, but I kind of know to an extent things that I'm comfortable wearing and things I'm not exactly comfortable wearing. So I'm just kind of one of those things. I'm just like, and I'm just going to do it. To be honest, I don't think I can wear it anyway. I don't think I can wear it anyway. So I'm dropping. So I sewed down one side of the dress already, and then the other side is where the zip is going to be. So from the waist down to that place, I marked 8 inches. So that place where I stop is kind of where the zip will start, and then I'll sew from that place where the zip is supposed to start down to the bottom of the skirt. I'll sew that part down. I'm just double checking my hip measurement just to be sure that the hip doesn't end up being bigger than it should be or being smaller than it should be. And I'm marking with my chalk all the way down so I know where I'm sewing when I start to sew that side. So I've sewn that side down, and now I'm adding my zip to the side that's still open, the part that's still open. So the bottom has been sewn down, and just adding my zip to the side. So as you can see, it's a very long zip. I said I was going to do like a video on things I bought from AliExpress. This zipper is one I bought from AliExpress, but I think I bought about 50 pieces. So I've pinned down my zipper, and that's what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and sew it. I bought about 50 pieces and it was really cheap. I thought I would share things that I got from AliExpress that are kind of cheap. Of course, you definitely wait forever for shipping. It's bound to happen. You can't really do anything about that except you pay for shipping. And even when you pay for shipping, it doesn't always turn out right. So after sewing the dress, I was like, okay, I think I need a slit because this dress was looking funny. I couldn't even walk properly. So I decided to just cut some excess out. I think I went like 3 inches from the bottom and then just connected it to that point where I stopped cutting, and I think that's like 16 inches down from the waist. Now I'm just going to fold that place over, regular roll hem, just to seal the hem, for everywhere that's for every raw edge that is outside, basically. And then for that top part of the part where I cut, I'm just going to fold it over that way and sew it down. I'll do it on both sides. That way I create like a casing for my straps. So basically, that in total I made about 6 straps. So 4 straps at the top of the dress, and these 2 straps are going to be for the ruched part of the dress. So as you can see, make sure you open it up when you want to sew it down so that you're not just doing nonsense. So after doing that part, I pretty much just, this is what it looks like. I'll close it up when I add my straps. So to add my straps, I kind of opened it, turned it inside out. so that's what it looks like on the inside. And then I grabbed the straps that I was going to pass inside. I grabbed my pin, my safety pin, which I use most times. I passed that through the safety pin and then passed it through the casing that I made for the strap. When I got to the top of the strap, or the top of the casing, I pinned it down. I did that for both straps, and I pinned it down on either side, like so. And after pinning it down, I took it to my sewing machine and kind of like wrapped it up, just sew that top part down so that the straps are just going to be hanging down from the bottom of the dress. As you can see, I did not try to like do any overcasting on any part of the dress, simply because I used my pinky shears, or I think that's what it's called, pinky shears. I tend to use these things when I know that I'm not wearing the dress anywhere. Secondly, I don't want the fabric to fray and be irritating me everywhere. So those are my two reasons. Obviously, the first one is more important. So I'm doing the exact same thing again for the second strap, and then putting it into that place. So guys, tell me in the comment section, what is the worst Valentine's Day present you received? Male or female? Just let me know. Let's chat. Let's have fun. Talk to me. Tell me something. And do you agree with Cardi B? Do you agree with what she said? You think, as a guy, do you think you rather receive a gift that's like less expensive than what you got your girl? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know, okay? So that part you're seeing, I'm just going to sew it down like so. So it's like secured and in place, and we're kind of done with the dress. That's pretty much all with the dress. I'm also going to grab this dress and convert it into something else later on. I don't know what it will be, but yeah, maybe a crop top or something. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So here's the dress here, videos that I took. Because I was home alone, I had to like take pictures myself for the most part. And a lot of the pictures they turned out blurry, to be honest. I haven't figured out how to use my self-timer properly, so I can do videos, but like taking, portraits of self, pictures of myself basically, it's kind of hard. But I'll figure it out soon. That's why I have the camera. I'll keep trying to figure it out. As you can see, the center is like the dress without using the straps that I made for the ruched part. So yeah, let me know what you think about the dress in the comment section. That's it for my video today. See you guys in my next video. Till then, stay blessed. Bye. Happy Valentine's Day.